Hello, guys, and welcome to the first episode of the Basics to Roblox Studio Scripting and creating your own game. This video will cover variables, which are very important parts of scripting. And so, yeah, let's get into it. The first thing you're going to want to do is head into Server Script Service and create a server script. In this script, go ahead and delete the print and we get started with the variables. So, firstly, we're going to cover local variables, and local variables are variables that exist within the scope of the script. So only within this script are they able to be accessed. So let's just say we make a variable here and we say player name. So this name right here, the name of the variable can be whatever you want. It can be player name, it could be cheese, it could be literally whatever. That's just how you're gonna access it. So I would recommend making it make sense. So let's just say the player name is equal to Bob. Okay, and then we're gonna set player age equal to 45, and we're gonna do local is alive is equal to true. So we set three variables here, and pretty much each of these. So as you can see here, player name is set to Bob, which is a string. Player age is set to an integer 45, and the alive is set to a boolean true. And pretty much if I were to reference any of these variables, it'll send me to whatever value is stored within it. So if I reference player name, it'll return Bob. If I reference player age, it'll return 45, and if I reference is alive, it'll return true. And so let's just say we can test it by printing them, right? So if I print player name is player name, right? And pretty much what these two dots do is add on to this string. So it'll print player name dot dot, which will add this whatever the value this is. So it'll add on Bob. So if I run it, you'll see it says here player name Bob. I'll make it a little bigger. So here, player name Bob. And so also, if you don't see this output, make sure you go to view and then turn it on here. And so yeah, when I do it, it'll do that. So I can change the player age like I did here. If I run it, 45, and I can also print is alive, of course. And oh wait, like you can't. One thing you cannot so you can only add strings and integers onto an existing string. So using the two dots, you cannot add on a boolean. So instead, you can just do two string, I guess. But so it just prints true. But you cannot add on a boolean onto a string. You can print only the boolean, so it'll return whatever value it is, which is true or false. And so yeah, the next thing I want to cover is changing these variables values. So whenever you set a variable to a value, it's not set. You can always change it. So let's just say I want to change the player's age to 46 here. So what it's going to do, it's going to initialize it. So it's going to be player age is initially going to be 45. But then once it reaches this line of code, it's going to change it to 46. So if I were to print player age down here, what it's going to do is it's going to print 46 and not 45. Right? If I were to put it before I change it to 46, it'll print 45. So you can always change the values. And of course, so let's just say I want to change player age equals player age plus 10. So what it's going to do is it's going to grab the player age, initial player age is just 45, and it's going to add 10 to it. And so if I print it, it's going to give me 55. 55. Really quickly, I want to cover global variables, which are variables that are able to be accessed throughout the entire game. And so the way you do it, a global variable is just you just don't add local before the variable name. So let's just say I want to have a variable and call it global variable, whatever. You can name it whatever you want, just like a local variable, and is equal to I am global. Right? So this can be accessed through a different script or whatever, and is not only within the scope of this script right here. Okay, now what I want to cover now is variables in for loops. And pretty much how you do this, here, I'll just write it out real quick. So pretty much what's going to happen is it's a for loop, and you set a variable I equal to 1. And so pretty much I here is initialized to 1. And what it does is it goes from 1 to 10. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way to 10. And so I is constantly changed and increased all the way until it reaches 10. So pretty much if I were to print I here, you'll see that it prints 1 through 10. Here. So pretty much the first number is what the I variable is initially set to, and the second number is what the number is going to go to. So it's pretty simple. So variables can also be used to store references to objects in the game. So for example, if you want to access replicated storage, you can just do local replicated storage variable. I'm just gonna name it this. Is equal to game. You can do dot replicated storage. That's the same thing as just doing get service replicated storage, but get service is better practice. So what's gonna happen now is this variable right here, replicated storage variable, it is a reference to the replicated storage, which is right here. And so let's just say I want to let's just say I make a in replicated storage. I'll make like a string value, whatever. I'll just make whatever, and I'll name it testing. And so pretty much what you can do is to double check is you replicate storage variable dot test, and you can see that it finds the child as it is a reference to the replicated storage. So again, you can access references. So let's just say you want to store part. So you can do game dot workspace dot base plate, which is a part inside of workspace. It's just the base plate. And so you can access the part through it. So now the part is a reference to the base plate. So I can change the part's property. So I'll just say I want to change the part's position. Or not position. I'll just change the color. So you can tell. Part.color is equal to color. Oh my god. I'll just make it green. So this is going to change its color to a RGB of 02550, which is green. So yeah, so if I were to run this, it'll change the part's color to green. And so part is a reference to this, to the workspace, to the base plate, and so you can change the part's properties or the base plate. So when you're accessing part, you're changing the base plate's color or properties, whatever, to this. So I can set the part transparency if I want to, equal to like 0.5, and I have to restart it, and you'll see that it's transparent. And yeah. And thank you guys so much for watching. And in the next video of this series, I'll be covering functions, which are a huge aspect of Roblox scripting and coding in general. And so yeah, see you guys in the next one.